Yes. Hey, people, salams. Hope you're well and in good health. Okay, so right now we're taking a look at an issue here. So, how to save money from your salary every month. So, we're looking at five practical tips that you could implement maybe to help you potentially save money from your monthly salary or weekly salary, whatever it might be. So, let's take a look here. Saving money isn't just about earning more, it's about managing what you already have. Many people struggle to set aside a portion of their salary because expenses often expand to match income. Now, when I was younger, I remember I used to work and I used to hardly save anything and just basically spend it as it came. So it could be on food, eating out, chilling out with friends, all that kind of stuff. So there wasn't really much of a investment plan or a plan looking at how to save money and so on. And it was my dad who originally said to me, "Look, you need to save a bit of money. Just put money aside in your account and save money to the bank." And then I started to slowly put aside a portion of my income, and then that slowly built up. And then by the end of the year, I had, it's about £6,000 saved up. So this was great for me because for me at that time, at a young age, that was a lot of money. So the fact that my dad gave me a bit of mentorship, a bit of good advice, someone older there to help me kind of think about how to save money and how to put money aside, and rather than being around other people like my peers who just wanted to relax and chill out and spend money as they go along, having that person in this case, in this story, it was a father figure, my own father. Obviously for you it might be like uncle, friend, cousin, your mother, your auntie, whoever it might be. That was really useful because that just clicked at the time. It didn't before, but then when I had that advice, then I started thinking, hang on a minute, yeah, look, I need to start to try and save to build up a cash flow and to build up some sort of safety net. So with a little discipline and the right strategy, you can build savings consistently without feeling deprived. So here's some practical tips you can use. So number one, pay yourself first. Treat savings like a non-negotiable bill. The moment your salary hits your account, transfer a fixed percentage into a separate savings or investment account, automating the process where possible, so you don't need to spend the money before you get a chance to save it. So there's a lot of tech these days that you can use, technology. So when you get paid from your monthly wage, you can basically transfer a portion, let's say 10, 20, 30%, whatever it might be, to an account which you don't use, which is basically a savings account. And that way, you do that straight away. You're paying yourself first, and you're putting that money away first, and then you're less likely to spend. And that's one way of building your cash flow and net worth. Number two, create a realistic budget. So, I mean, we all do it. We've all done it. Try not to spend on a whim, especially a lot of larger amounts of money. Try and looking at planning, strategizing, and creating a budget. So, for example, you could have a budget of, let's say, £200 a month. So that could be a budget for internet bill, phone bill, for food, travel, to work or to university, whatever it might be. That way, you've got a little bit of a budget inside your head. And the best thing is to write it down if you can, because writing down psychologically reinforces you to take that action. So you can either type it or write it into a little plan and then start to look at that in terms of helping you. So when you create a budget, you can just budget out all the different expenses. So you can spend an afternoon one Sunday basically writing down the expenses you have, what you spend it on, and all this kind of stuff. So now at the end of it, you've got a financial literacy and a financial plan ready, so you can budget effectively and accordingly to how much wealth you have, and then that will help you build more wealth because you know where you're standing and if you need to earn more money and so on. So having budgets is quite useful. Setting limits for each category helps you stay disciplined and make sure that you have enough room for savings. Okay, so number three, cut unnecessary subscriptions and expenses. Now, this depends on your overall goal. So you can look at unused subscriptions to streaming channels, to music, to gym, whatever it might be. So premium services or frequent takeouts without realizing how much you're adding up. So if you use these delivery apps these days, you have to pay for the food, you have to pay for the delivery, uh, and you have to pay a fee on top as well. So the expenses add up, right? So audit your recurring expenses, have a look, write it down throughout the month, check your emails, what you've received in cash, and what's being transferred to you digitally. If you're doing any of the side work, side hustles, side gigs, you should be registered self-employed, and so on. So you get that information together, and then you have it ready for when you do your taxes at the relevant time. But I mean, cutting a coffee out during the day, I mean, you might be able to save a few pounds, but will it necessarily be able to get you to where you want to get to go? Obviously, if you're cutting out coffees which might cost £5, £7, £8 on a daily basis, then that's going to add up by the end of the month. So you could be saving a lot of money. You could just bring in your own coffee beans and make the coffee in the office if you have to travel to the office and so on. Um, yeah, and also you can also just start to focus on income. So looking at the income that you're generating month on month, looking if you can do overtime or side hustle, side gig, something like that to help you generate more income. Okay, so number 4, set financial goals. So be financially literate. Financial planning, set your goals. You can use SMART objectives. You can use different kinds of methodologies to set your goals and plan ahead. Um, so it's SMART, it's specific, measurable, actionable, and then you look at the result of that, what you've actually done. So you can use different techniques to set goals and basically get yourself on song and on the correct path, so you'll be able to save as much money as you can. So saving is easy when you know what you're saving for. So if you have a goal, for example, you want to buy a house, you want to buy a car, you want to get a present for your family or something like that, whatever it might be. Once you've got a goal and what your target is, then you can have a challenge, and you can work your way up to that challenge to defeat and win eventually. So whether it's emergency fund, a vacation, down payment for a house, setting goals, basically motivates you to stay consistent and for longer. Each time you resist overspending, you'll know it brings you closer to your aspirations and your chosen desires. You can use different rules. So for example, you've got the 80-20 rule, which is known as the Pareto principle. And then you've got this one 50-30-20. So a simple budgeting method is the 50-30-20 rule. Allocate 50% of your income to your needs, 30% to wants, and 20% to savings or debt repayment. This formula keeps your lifestyle in check, balanced, while you're making sure that your savings are built for you on a monthly basis, kind of like compounding over time. You can change these figures. You can have whatever figures you want. For example, 80-20 is a Pareto principle in terms of having a strategy and a theoretical model of outline of a manner for you to be able to succeed in your aspirations. Okay, people, there you have it. So that's 5 different kind of tips there in terms of helping individuals with issues like saving money from a salary every month, and what are some practical tips you can consider, think about, and potentially implement within your lifestyle, because the cost of living, cost of inflation, bills hammering all the time, wars happening all over the world. A lot of people are struggling. So if you can save money from your monthly salary, that could be useful for yourself in modern times, but also going into the future in terms of using that money wisely. So saving money on a regular basis from your incomes, your wages, will help you grow over a period of time. Okay, people, please do like, share, subscribe. Check out the links in the description, and also support the channel by clicking the join button. Okay, people, catch you in the next one.